So, our first reader tonight is H.R. Young-Lira. H.R. is a Texas writer living east of Austin among the Loblollies of Lost Pines Forest. She graduated from the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Texas State University. The Truth About Sunday Minor is her first novel.
I love that I have some familiar faces to stare at this evening. I am reading this book, The Truth About Sunday Minor. I have two pieces picked out. One is the introduction, so you can kind of know why I wrote the book, how it came about. And then for those of you who have read the book, you know the subject matter is pretty tough stuff. So I chose one of the more uplifting moments in Sunday's life, and it's set during the summertime, so appropriate for tonight. So I'll just get started. All right. So, introduction. Following the events depicted in this book, decades of difficult work assembling her version of normal couldn't prevent the real-life Sunday Minor from continuing to grapple with her past. Ordinary life scenarios would evoke flashbacks that triggered anxiety, insomnia, dark and self-deprecating humor, and manic depression. In her mid-40s, she began writing a memoir of sorts titled No Family Reunion. And she jotted down memories as they came to her until she passed the journals on to me. I wanted to help. We spent the next year talking regularly, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, as I collected strands of details and twisted them into the threads of truth I would weave into a fictionalized tapestry of Sunday's early life. I decided that together, if we could transform her journals into something we could share, then perhaps you could read her story and share it with others too. And then maybe together we could all make light work of lifting the weight of the world that Sunday has always felt she carried on her shoulders alone. She related to me a number of times throughout our discourse the importance that you, the reader, know that she knows this book represents her truth. She realizes these chapters are a compilation of her experiences and the way that she remembers them, and they are a single perspective among many who bore witness to the events. Although the characters in this novel are an amalgam of her recollection and how I imagine them to have been, the events in the novel are crafted around written accounts and oral discussions of the time between Sunday's earliest memories until she was 17. To that extent, the story is true. So the next part, I feel I need to share what happened before this section. It was a rough go of it. Their father was fairly abusive. Her brother at the time was 12. I say fairly, very abusive. Her brother was 12, she was 11. It was this really sort of pivotal moment of him sort of standing up in his own way to his father, and it's the moment that she decided that he was her hero. And so this passage is just after that moment. She didn't know how many times Friday whispered her name before she awoke. Do you like the way he's running things? Sunday didn't have to answer. They stood up and walked out. They weren't coming back. It was the first time Sunday ever ran away, and for the most part, the adventure was magnificent. First stop on the road to their new life, the rock quarry. The sun hung low, but there was still plenty of daylight left. They walked down Rock Knoll and crossed over onto a familiar path that rose up and into the woods and curved right and down again. The path was overgrown with old mesquites and junipers and tall grasses that swayed in the breeze the way she thought wheat ought to. There were weeds and vines and tiny white and yellow flowers, like what she knew to be in what little of the Texas hill country she'd been exposed to. The footpath was worn down enough to walk through, and in Sunday's mind, that trail must have been forged 100 years ago at least. Along the way, Sunday didn't say much. To her surprise, it was Friday doing most of the talking this time. I'm tired of things, Sunday. I can't do anything right. How come he hates me so much? Sunday didn't say anything. What could she say, stunned as she was by someone in this world feeling the exact same way as her? Even if everything gets done, they're always going to find something wrong. There's always going to be a reason to be mad at us. They're always going to punish us. Sunday pictured Friday standing in the yard again, staring down at her daddy after the final blow. She wanted to be more courageous, like him. She wanted to understand his secret. How come you can take those punches? I sort of tell myself I'm not there. What? He never said he could do that. Maybe he can fly away like me. Sunday didn't say it out loud. Well, how come you didn't fall or cry? I don't know, or pretend I'm somewhere else. All of us want to be somewhere else. She didn't say that out loud either. Sunday wanted to keep him talking. She wanted to keep hearing his voice tell her all the things she thought about but never said. Friday didn't usually talk much at all, so when he did say something, they all tended to listen because it was probably important. She also knew if she asked too many questions, he'd change the subject. He'd say, well, that's just the way they are. That's just the way it is, and walk away. She couldn't take that risk. So the rest of the way to the quarry, she walked beside him and listened. Maybe we can stay with Uncle Vernon. Maybe we can ride in his truck when he's working. Maybe that man will never know where we are. Maybe we can. The end of the path opened up into a great big familiar clearing, and on the other side was the cliff that must have dropped more than 25 feet straight down into the water so clear you could see fish at least 10 feet deep. Below that was dark blue, so Sunday was certain the watering hole was deep. A gravelly path on the right side of the cliff wound down between huge limestone boulders and into the shallows. Some of the rocks along the way down were big enough to climb, while others were too tall. And the farther down the path, the less the boulders stuck out of the water until they were only high enough to hop across them. Today, they weren't going down the windy path into the shallow end. That day, they were going to jump. Friday had made that leap 100 times over, and before Sunday even realized he'd left her side, she felt him whip past her. He hurled himself out over the edge. He was flying. She ran to the edge to catch him as he hit the water. Smack! She saw him surface. He cracked a big smile and waved at him from below. Come on! Sunday was afraid. No. Today was the first day of our new life. She stared straight down into the water for a minute. She still couldn't see the bottom, but she noted where those boulders were, how they formed almost a perfect circle around the deep blue hole. The bottom was straight to the center of the world. I'll be okay. Come on, you can do it. I can do it. Jump! She backed up a ways from the edge to get a running start and planted herself 1 foot forward. She leaned into the front foot and counted to herself. 1, 2, 3. She shot out of her stance and broke into a dead run. Whoa! She stumbled to a stop, arms waving to balance herself just short of the edge. I can't do this. Friday hollered up from below, do it! Sunday backed up to her start again. 1, 2, 3. She bolted. I'm doing it. Wait. It's not right. She backed up a third time and stopped herself short of the edge again. I'm never going to make this jump. She searched Friday's face down below for disappointment, but none was there. He was still smiling, waving her on. This time you're going to be great. Do it again Sunday. This time you're going to do it. Enough is enough. The fourth time, she shot out, and I'm not stopping. I'm running. I'm in the air. I'm still running. Sunday fell through the air in slow motion, her arms flapping awkwardly like a chick taking flight for the first time, her legs pumping like an ostrich. I'm doing it. This is what it feels like to really fly. It's better than swinging. Crack. She hit the water hard. She opened her eyes to darkness. She couldn't tell whether she was upside down or right side up. I'm going to drown before I get back to the top. She never did touch the bottom. There's nowhere to push off from. I was right. It's bottomless. In a panic, she did the only thing she could think of. She pulled her legs up into her chest and shot her arms straight above her head, hoping she was pointed the right direction, up. She kicked and pushed down the water as hard as she could. She saw Friday treading water overhead, almost there. She pulled her arms and legs in and pushed down hard again. She broke the surface, sucked the air into her lungs. I made it. Friday guffawed, clearly thrilled. I didn't drown. She turned to him. I gotta do that again. For hours they swam and dove and splashed and laughed and reminisced about other times they'd come down to the quarry. While the other kids went to the public pool during the summer, the minor kids went to the natural pool. They weren't allowed to go to the public pool. For one, the pool costs money. 2, they'd need a ride. 3 strikes, you're out. Simply asking the question might be enough to send June into a fit of rage whipping them and screaming about how what she did was never enough for them, so they never bothered to ask. A couple of times Friday had brought Sunday out there to teach her to swim. The first time they started at the shallow end, he told her, okay, now lay back and try and act like you're sleeping and hold your breath. He held her up with one hand under her back. Remember, if you get nervous or scared or whatnot, you're gonna sink. After Sunday got that down, the next time he took her out to where the water was deeper and she couldn't touch the bottom. He told her, okay, now act like you're crawling. Keep pushing down with your hands and your feet. That's called the doggy paddle. The last time they'd gone for swim lessons, he first set Sunday to dog paddling and next instructed, now, just put your arm out in front, stretch your arms out one at a time, pretend you're pushing the water out of the way. Last, he told her, now stretch out your feet one at a time and keep doing them like you're walking real fast. That was it. Sunday had learned to swim. And that day that they'd run away, laughing, swimming, and splashing, seemed like all they needed in the world. Time didn't matter. He was Sunday's brother, her hero, and she was his sister, and they were living life the way it ought to be lived. In that moment, Sunday thought, this was the best first day of the rest of her life, ever. That was until Friday glided up behind her and whispered, get out of the water. No, Sunday said, thinking he was kidding. Look. His tone startled her. She followed his line of sight across the water and up the cliff to the edge. There, on the ridge, stood Wednesday and their daddy. She told.